So here we go. Ha ha. Yeah. Greetings and welcome to another thrilling and exciting episode of the Planetary Persuader. This is the weekend of the supermoon, folks. We're starting here on Friday the 18th, and at this point the moon's in the nakshatra of Mrigashira, which straddles Taurus and Gemini. Depending on when this thing goes out, I'm going to say you're most likely to be watching it in the Gemini part of it. So if we looked in the constellation of Gemini, we would see that full moon, but it's not full yet. Okay, and when it does get full, it's going to be Sunday night the 20th at 9:16 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that means midnight if you're on the East Coast, a little after midnight if you're here on the West Coast. 9:16, I mean, we're getting pummeled with rain up here, and and snow in the mountains, fortunately, and if you want to see the moon, well, it's going to require a clearing. It's kind of iffy right now. But at this point, it is a super blood moon. And in Western astrology, we say the moon's in like 0 degrees Leo. Look in the constellation of Cancer in the sky. It will be in the nakshatra of Pushya, or Pushyama. Now, Pushya is considered to be one of the most benefic nakshatras there is. And this is where this full moon, supermoon is. Now, in Western astrology, we've got the sun moving into Aquarius on the 20th at 1 a.m. Okay? So 1 in the morning, late Saturday night, early Sunday morning, on the 20th, the sun goes into Aquarius from Capricorn. So we change our focus from I use to I know. So we go from utilization and knowledge. And that's a nice thing to think about. In the Vedic calendar, we're still in Capricorn, folks. We've been in Capricorn since Monday the 14th, and we're going to be there for a while as far as the actual constellation goes. Back to the moon in the nakshatra of Pushyama in the constellation of Cancer. Well, I mean, Pushyama is ruled by Saturn as far as a planet, so which is about restrictions and traditions and just kind of taking your time and limits. But the ruling deity is Brihaspati, and Brihaspati is about Jupiter. It's the guru to the gods and brings good fortune. And it's said that Pushyama will soften any negative aspect it touches. So if you're freaked out about the supermoon and weirdness, Pushyama's got you covered. Pushya will make it. Pushya's symbol is can be an arrowhead, but it's also the udder of a cow. And cows give nurturing milk to us. And I mean, some people are against dairy, and I get that. But I mean, it just depends on the situation, Getting some local, small integrated farm with some grass-fed cows, you're probably getting some good, and you have it raw. It's probably not that bad. Yeah, I know. People are scared. Fear is it's a common thing in our brain, and so part of this is let's get over the fear. Let's welcome as we go into this new moon, and it's a lunar eclipse, supermoon. So, I mean, and so there could be this reddish tinge from the earth on it. And, and there is a lot more gravitational pull when we have these kind of eclipses. So, I mean, seismic activity and, huge events of weather, they're not that unlikely. They might be a little more likely. So anyhow, with that said, we've covered two majors. We also have Mercury in Western astrology moving into Aquarius on the 23rd at 9:50 p.m. So Wednesday night, Mercury goes into Aquarius. Mercury likes Aquarius. I mean, I've heard different stories about Mercury's exaltation, but Mercury in Aquarius, any sign that has a face is generally a good place for Mercury. Even Sagittarius. Okay, so with that said, welcome to your horoscope, your 11th house. So, big shift is we're focused more on helpful friends, political organizations. I know there's like a Women's March this weekend, Martin Luther King Day, addressing racial inequality, which you really can't do without addressing economic inequality. and immigration rights. And so that's going to be a big deal this week. This moon is on that cusp of your 5th house, so your children and creative projects, your ability to be a teacher, for men, maybe a good father. These are the issues that will come up, I'd say parenting in general, but also higher education and travel gets a little better on this full moon. And a better relationship, maybe if you have a female child, their emotions are likely to be a little more amplified, or even a male child, on a full moon like this. So I'd be looking at that. Mars is still in Aries, so it's your 1st house. You got a lot of courage. It's getting closer to Uranus. So things are a little bit more likely to kind of get out of control if you're not just keeping everything chill, in the chill zone. The other thing that's kind of worth noting is how the South Node and Mercury and Sun have been, close to it. So we're working out past life trauma too. Okay, there we go. Well, greetings Taurus, welcome to your horoscope. So, let's see. Well, Venus is still in Sagittarius, so that's your 8th house, so it's going to be there till the end of the month. But I imagine when it does get out, goes into Capricorn, it's going to bring a certain amount of good fortune, a certain ability to maybe take a vacation, go on some kind of spiritual retreat, maybe have a long-distance love relationship that you're working with. What's happening is you're moving to a place where even the tough stuff is going to get better. And this full moon is going to affect you in your neighborhood and among siblings and friends. So those are the people I'd be looking at now that the sun's moving into Aquarius early Sunday morning. From here on out, it's going to be more about your career. So focus on your career, your talents and skills, and public appearances. Well, greetings Gemini, welcome to your horoscope. What we have here is most of this weekend, at least today, at least Friday, rather, it's going to be about you. It's going to be about your ability to have fun. And your ability, maybe in some ways, to call caution to the wind. This weekend's a good weekend for making money for you, too. Finances begin to improve. Sun moves in your 9th house. It's a luckier period for you. It's a good period for travel for the next 4 weeks. Initiating a trip, it's not a bad idea. You've been going through some deep things. Now Mercury moves out of your negotiation, it's moved out of the house of other people's property and sex and death and all that stuff, where, you have a lot of planets. And so you've had maybe a rougher roll, but you're moving towards enlightenment. You're moving towards a better existence. And this full moon will affect you in your community and in your neighborhood. It's also going to bring out more opportunities for you, and educational pursuits are really good this time with this transit this week. So getting your education on, and later on in the week you get closer to your happy space. You get to that place where love's coming through, shining through you. Okay, we'll go. We will, shall we? Yes, we shall. Greetings, Cancer. Welcome to your horoscope. So, this weekend, starting with a little later Friday night, Moon goes into Cancer, so it's all going to be about you. And Moon doesn't really go into Leo until practically 8 at night on Sunday. So, most of Sunday, most of the night, Friday night, Saturday, it's all about you. So, letting your emotions, how you're feeling, it's a big theme. Come on, folks. Women's March, Cancer Moon, very moon-like, and especially as we get later in the day. And it's, in the actual constellation of Cancer, too. That's huge. So we're going to see a lot of stuff. But we're going to see a lot of wisdom. We're going to see a certain amount of restraint and a certain amount of goodwill from this March for everybody. And that's the good thing. The good news is making things better for everybody. And, because isn't it true? Like, when mama's happy, everybody's happy. It's something like that. So, good things are coming, and honoring the Divine Mother is a great thing to do during this time. Aquarius time is kind of intense for you. It's an 8th house transit, but I'll tell you, 8th house transits don't have to be that bad. 8th house transits can allow other people to do things for you. Don't, instead of feeling disempowered, oh, other people have the power, it's like, that's cool, man. Other people can have the power to do good things, and that's what I want to see, that's what I want to encourage, allowing other people to have the power to do good things. And just having experience with just even the moon going through my 8th house, it was like, God, so much love and so much giving. That's what we should think about more. And 8th house is house of death. It's house of rebirth. It's a house of intuition. It's a house of working out some of our past life trauma sometimes. But it's also a house that you're good at yard sales, underground economies can pick up, and it can even bring a sense of wealth. All right. Well, greetings, Leo. Welcome to your horoscope. So yeah, this full moon's about you. So like if you're born like July 23rd, 24th, this full moon's going to hit you hard. It's going to be like bam, I'm feeling that moon, So Sarah, hi, and born even Leo, born the 22nd of July too. You're gonna feel it hard. And I would even say say if you're Cancer late, born the 20th, 21st, 22nd, you could feel it. You get quite a charge out of this full moon too. But, you know, since we're talking Leo talk, we're talking about Sun. Sun's in the 7th house. It's about negotiation. It's about peacemaking. And it's also about romance. It's about flirtation. And attracting, you know, I like what Thich Nhat Hanh says. He says we have crushes because they distract us from our suffering. I can't help but get off on that. And yet, you know, we're going to do it naturally because, you know, Creator made us towards that way. And it can be a beautiful thing. And there can be misunderstanding. And it's always like, don't soften the edges. Be authentic. Be honest. Be awesome. You know, the ultimate Venus-like relationship or love relationship is freedom. And freedom is, you know, no secrets. It's, you know, it's open book. And it's bringing real, honest intimacy. And, you know, you're powered right now. You know, you're powered up by Mars in the 9th house. That's working for you. And pursuing a spiritual practice, engaging in meditation, it's going to help you. It's not going to hurt. Yeah, full moon, you know, it's going to be about how can we set a bigger table instead of building a bigger wall. Oh. Ring it. Okay, Virgo, welcome to your horoscope. Well, Virgo, I mean, one thing about when the sun goes into Aquarius is like sun's going into your 6th house, which is a house of health issues, service work, and sometimes the kind of work situations you have to deal with. It's hard work, you know. 6th house is one of the more difficult houses. It interfaces or looks at or is in drishti with our 12th house, which is our ultimate karma that puts us away and puts us asleep. And so we work on health issues here. We help other people. We help other people. We help our 12th house karma. We're a remedy. We're a remedy house, and you know, medicine, exercise, good diet. But it's also a house where we're getting close to the 7th house of relationships, and we're like building our relationships in this house. Even difficult relationships, being patient with coworkers that are sometimes not that easy to be with, aunts and uncles, you know, small pets. When we know we're solution oriented, we step out of the negative into the positive. When we turn our problems to opportunities for a remedy. Remember I said 6th house remedy house. House of remedies. It's also, one of my teachers calls it the gymnasium. You know, it's where we kind of have to flex our muscles in this house. You know, and this is, you know, we're getting into midwinter. And so after midwinter, we're getting closer to spring, and we want to be in shape for the spring, you know, because we got all these things that we got to do. And so, you know, this is a house to get you in shape so you can spring into action, Virgo. Also, the full moon. Oh yeah, full moon report. Well, I mean, I would just kind of lay low because the moon's going to be in your 12th house, and I really think like Monday, even Tuesday, I would just kind of relax, breathe easy, take it easy. You know, by Tuesday night, things will feel way better. Moon will go into Virgo. And you'll have this awesome Wednesday, awesome Thursday, and, you know, we need to say no more about that. Well, hello Libra, and welcome to your horoscope. So, what do we got going on here? Well, I mean, Venus is in the 3rd house, so it's like loving your friends, you know. It's, you know, and the thing about Venus and Sagittarius, some say it's a more Platonic Venus, others say it's a Venus where love is like a game, and, you know, in the sidereal zodiac, it's mostly Scorpio, so I'll say this, it's committed, but it's controlled. It's passionate. There's a lot of passion. There's an intensity. There's an animal-like instinct. But there's also this element of like getting bored easy and it being kind of random too. Getting to know your neighbors. You know, journaling about love. been watching a series from a sitcom from England called Sex Education, and it was just like it's about a 16-year-old boy who has a single mom who's a sex therapist, and it's just like it's fantastic because in a lot of ways he's learned more than she has without, I think he's still a virgin, but anyhow, you have to, well, I guess don't tell me if you've seen it. But love your neighbor. That's it. Love your neighbor. Love your siblings, especially if you have little sisters. Be good to them. Be good to all your friends. Especially your female friends this week. Okay. Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your horoscope. What's Aquarius time? Well, Aquarius time for you is about being with yourself, being with your family, being with your tribe, being with your ancestry, honoring them. Now this full moon is in your public house, so you might have an opportunity to show some talents and skills come Sunday. I kind of think so. I think you know a little more than you're willing to let on to others. But things are going to be good. Things are going to be really good. And I just see you, coming into yourself and being in a great place. And so, and I encourage that, I encourage that to continue. And so, Mars is in the 6th house, means get in shape, it means take care of your health, take action on your health. And there's a little bit of cabin fever, you might be dealing, this is a good time for psychological processing, dealing with what you've thought of. Well, greetings Sagittarius, and welcome to your horoscope. So, Venus in the 1st house, it doesn't hurt, right? You're looking good. You are. I just saw one of my Sagittarius friends, and he was looking good. He'd lost a good amount of weight, was in fit. Yeah, I know round is a shape, and all shapes and bodies are beautiful. Gotcha. But we all want to be our best we can be, whatever that is. He didn't seem like he wasn't sporting the Twiggy, okay? Yeah, he wasn't doing like the starving people look, or the heroin addict look. Yeah, no, that is too skinny. Don't do that to yourself, people. But being healthy is good, It's important to be healthy. And, you can be a big person and be healthy, Let's see. Jupiter with Venus, there's 2 benefics, so there's this double blessing on you. It's like double happiness. And, you're less obsessed with money. Right now it's friends, neighbors, siblings, communication issues, keeping all that, working with your hands, just having fun with a variety of things. This is what's going to bring fulfillment. Oh yeah, that full moon will be good for you. It'll be fun. Alright, greetings Capricorn. So, what needs to happen here is you're working with your finances. You're working with family. You're working more with money issues. This full moon, it's going to hit you in a transformation place. And it's like allowing other people to help you. Being okay. Being okay with being in debt. Being okay with being your needs. Just acknowledging what is and seeing it as a starting point. This is going to bless you. This is going to make things better for you ultimately. And then, Mercury joins in on the action, goes into your 2nd house. So you kind of get your voice. You're kind of overcoming a lot of your limits, and you're free to express yourself more. And you show maturity, you show things in a timely manner, but in a patient manner. And who could ask for anything more? Well, hello Aquarius, and welcome to your horoscope. As of 1 in the morning Sunday, it's all about you. You become the flavor of the month. I know you've been waiting to be the flavor of the month for a while now. There has been a lot of karma to deal with, with Mercury, Saturn, South Node, and Sun all conjoining your 12th house. So And now you're kind of emerging into consciousness, because Sun always shows us the truth. And Mercury's moving into Aquarius Wednesday night. So Wednesday night will be like, aha, I have an epiphany, full moon, especially if you're an Aquarius having a birthday this week. Oh, it's going to be a doozy. It's going to affect you, you know. It's going to be motivating things in your life for compromise and balance. And if you're a later Aquarius, probably not so much. But, you know, as a collective, we're all going to see this moon. We're all going to feel it. It doesn't matter what sign you are, where you're at. Well, greetings, Pisces. Welcome to your horoscope. So, this is it, you know. I mean, you've got a lot of planets in your 11th house. So you've had this kind of activated social life. And now it's sort of like after this weekend, it's time to kind of look within more. Maybe go on a retreat, someplace in nature, far away. It's like you don't want to be in places where you can get yourself in trouble. You know. And some people are looking for trouble. They're looking for problems. And I mean, sometimes that's part of the job, you know. If you're a termite inspector, you got to find the termites, you know. But when you're doing that, you're also finding it so you can fix the problem, you know. So always keep that in mind, you know. Just like opposite of Virgo. Virgo has like kind of this keen focus, and you could use a little bit of this right now because it's easy to get lost and dreamy and off the path, and you want to be on the path. You know, you want to be showing it right and making things happen in a good way, and you should, because the public sees you as doubly blessed. There's Venus and Jupiter in the 10th house, so new job opportunities, career things going better for you, this can happen. It could be your birthright. I want to hear about it. I want to hear some Pisces tell me how fantastic their week was, even though they didn't know it was. or something. Any all signs welcome. Have your comments. Cosmic Cab, Planetary Persuader. I'm out.